think everything's working. Yes. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna skip my usual intro today. I don't do this too often, but it seems I made a habit of it on Sunday. Last time, if you remember, we got to the boss of this story island, and I got my butt kicked because it is very difficult to fight that deep underwater without any oxygen. And annoying as that is, it means I need to go and gather some more supplies because I no longer have anything to rebuild my inventory. And that's not good. Because I absolutely need more fins and more oxygen bottles, which means I need to shamefully leave the island and go gather some stuff. So this is going to be kind of a less productive stream than usual, as I'm literally just going to be floating along going to islands for supplies. And everything else happens after that. Goodbye, you stupid island. I'll be back for you later. Which is super annoying because I really want the windmill. Oh well. We will be back. I'm gonna have to use the sail to nudge me out. I don't really have much to talk about today, I think. I recently made an order from Amazon for some quality of life things. I don't know if I mentioned this on stream yesterday, but I got myself a new mug, a new coffee mug, and the brand is Zojirushi, so the elephant mark. And I didn't even know they made coffee mugs. I thought they were specifically a rice cooker type scenario. As it turns out, though, they make some pretty darn good coffee cups too. I mean, with most of them, they're sealed, which is just kind of to be expected these days, really. But the thing that I liked about it, the reason that I got this particular brand, was I was previously using a Contigo cup, and the mechanism that locked it and made it spill-proof was not cleanable. It was absolutely disgusting and frustrating having to eventually, or every once in a while, take a sip and have some nasty black floaty things that seemed to be like coffee grounds that got caught in the cup or got caught in the lid just slide into my mouth. And believe me, I tried real hard to make sure that didn't happen. Like, I would soak that thing in water, in hot water and soap, and then I would take it out and I would blast it with the spray nozzle from my kitchen sink after I was done cleaning it or done scrubbing it. And still, no matter how much I tried, there were those weird, gross black floaties in there. And I couldn't abide that. That wasn't something that I wanted or that I liked. So, I ended up changing my mind and getting a new cup. To be fair, I'd had that Contigo for, I don't know, maybe like 10 years. Maybe more, actually. And so I got this Zojirushi one. And the reason that I liked it is it doesn't have that problem. It's got a lid that's not spill-proof, but it actually comes apart into like 4 different sections, which is nice because it makes it super easy to clean without worrying that crap has gotten stuck in some unseen corner. And let me tell you, that is nice, not having to worry about getting weird leftovers floating into my mouth. Ugh. I think what I want to do is actually make another grill here. I talked about it before, but I really want to. Because this is great, but having to have clay for it every time is frustrating. And I want to be able to prepare a lot of food before I take off anywhere. So we're going to do that, I think. Hopefully I can get more recipes too. So what I'm going to do is... let's start with that. I need a new grill. 2 metal ingots, rope, nail, planks. Got all of that stuff. Metal ingots I put over here for now. The other thing I need to do is really start reorganizing a storage room, like to make one. Or like sealing in down here better. Because this is something that I haven't done, is sealed this in to make the rest of it storage, and I should. I don't know why I'm limiting myself to here. Two metal ingots, 1, 2. I'm actually very fortunate that this backpack didn't get destroyed while I was, or during that last death. Because that would have been absolutely awful, and it is a thing that can absolutely happen. So 2 rope, 6 nails, and 6 planks. 2, 3, there we go. We need some nails. And the rope is over here. There we go. Good. And I guess maybe I'll put it this way. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. I need to keep checking, because somewhere out here will be islands or other little things I can get to, like those derelict rafts. And that's going to have some of the supplies I need. Mostly what I'm looking for is actually seaweed. Because I am tremendously low on seaweed and I need it. I need it badly. I also was going to make a shower head at some point, a sprinkler head. And then I just didn't. So let's do that as well. I know this is 2 copper. And plastic and vine goo, I think. So let's start cooking up some more vine goo, because I'll need this. Why can't I place anything? Oh, because there's no planks in there, that's why. Okay. Planks are up here. Let's gotta grab those. And well, these ones aren't full either. Huh. There we go. Vine goo is made. And the circuit board is plastic. Yes, okay. This is not all empty. I have one more vine go to pick up. Once it's done. There we go. Okay. That looks like an island over there. We're going to start heading towards it. Yes, it is an island. Excellent. Okay. Sprinkler, sprinkler, sprinkler. I need a little more plastic. There we go. And then 2 more copper ingots. Perfect. Oh no. That's not what I needed. Oh well. 2 scrap and 2 bolts. 1, 2. Fortunately, I have a lot of bolts and a decent amount of scrap. Hey, Conop, welcome back. How you doing today, friend? Thank you for joining, as always. You feeling better today? I'm getting by, thanks. I got some more sleep last night, which was good. I don't know if I told you, but the night before I only slept for like 3, maybe 4 hours. I didn't get to sleep until it was already morning. So I'm happy I was able to get a little bit more sleep. And outside of that, I've just kind of been trying to exist. Where does this go? Let's put this maybe this way? Nope, wrong way. I mean, I woke up at like 9 a.m. my time, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna rest my eyes a little bit more, I have time. And then 2 hours went by and I thought I hadn't slept at all. I'm not sure if that's a good night's sleep or a bad night's sleep, but it happened one way or another. I'm gonna put this maybe here, and then yes. That's one thing I always have to remind myself of these days, is no matter what, I like sleep. So it's like, why am I intentionally depriving myself of sleep? Why do I not want to rest? And it turns out, because I'm an idiot. Okay, let's see here. Can I put it there now? I can put it there now. Okay, good. And it's just kind of nice when I remember that I like to sleep, because then I do sleep. And that's something I always seem to lack, is the ability to just shut my brain down and rest. Especially lately, I've been finding myself doom scrolling a lot, which is absolutely deplorable, and I hate it. But I end up just looking at like one thing that interests me, and then it ends and I scroll down and I'm like, hey, another one. I managed to completely dodge that when it was things like what is it? When it was things like Instagram or TikTok because I never use those sites. But then for whatever reason, it comes to YouTube and I am so very vulnerable to it. So I need to catch myself on doing that a lot more. And literally, I had no idea how quickly the time would just vanish when I wasn't paying attention. But it just disappears. Okay. Gonna have to grab a couple more of those to move away, and I have enough for that. Pipes. I need water pipes. Here we go. Water pipe. A little more scrap. How was your day going, no caught up? I was reading on your status message on Discord yesterday that you were not feeling so good. So I'm hoping you're feeling a little better now. Need to make a construction hammer. Sleeping lots is good. I'm glad your body waited until after your visitor to get sick. It would have been awful if your significant other had been there and you were like, no, I can't do anything. That's always the worst, when your body waits until you've got time to rest. Oh, you did both get sick. Damn, that's unfortunate. That is super unfortunate. Well, I mean... that's super sad. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, but I can see how plane trips would be, less good. For damn sure, I can see how that would be a problem. Like the air in planes, I remember seeing one time, they took a petri dish sample of air from the planes, and all they did was they sealed this sterilized petri dish with air from an airplane. And they left it for about a week, and the amount of nasty shit that grew in that petri dish was just atrociously disgusting. Ooh. Oh no. It's okay. It's not moving. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it is really gross to see. I was thoroughly disgusted by the fact that planes were like that. Oh, why is it the same piece? Okay, we'll try that again. We'll get rid of this one. Yeah, that worked. Okay, good. And I'm never surprised when people end up sick after a plane ride, but I am sorry to hear it happen still. But on the other hand, at least you can say you're a couple that does everything together, including getting sick. I need better scaffolding on this ship. There we go, finally. Because this is the output, right? I believe. Yeah, that's in and that's out. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, at least. Now, out of curiosity, you don't have to tell me if you feel it'll give too much away, but is there anything cool you can tell me that you did? Like things you especially liked getting to do? I know asking that question can be kind of a landmine because you never know when something you can do in the area will give away a location or whatever. And so, like, don't feel pressured for that at all. It was just a question. It was a question with no ill intent, I promise. I need a battery for that. Okay. Oh, nice. I wasn't a big fan of the zoo when I was a kid, but as I get older, I find I appreciate going there more and more. Like, it's a much more interesting thing than I gave it credit for. I think when I was younger, it was just a matter of I would rather have played games at that time, like video games, than I would have tried to enjoy a zoo experience. As sad as it is to say that, but it is reality. I'm going to take this off, put this here, and then I think I can put the pipe here. There we go. But as I'm getting older, because I got to go once for work a couple years back now, I guess 5 or 6 years. We had ramen and gyoza, and now you want gyoza every day? Yeah, that's good. That's good. He likes photography, so it was nice to have lots of pretty animals to photograph. That's fair, too. Hopefully they were being active enough to be interesting to photograph as well. I know sometimes you go there and the animals are tired or being lazy, so they're not doing anything interesting enough to take pictures of. Or like they're stashed away in some corner just having a nap. Eat this. I've had that happen a couple of times. And you're like, no, we came all the way. Do something interesting, please. Please. Okay, I need another battery. I think I have one charging down here. Good. And then they should, hopefully, automatically start watering things when I replant. I'm not sure how far out the sprinkler works, because I've forgotten. We're doing an experiment here, because I used to know the range, and I just don't anymore, which is unfortunate. Let's also put one here, because I have a couple more of these. I think it's a 3x3 directly in front of it, which means these ones maybe will get hit as well. And I think if I put this here, I can get right in between. Okay, good. Okay, I need a new axe too. This is why I had to leave the last island in shame, because after that death, I just have nothing left to rebuild my equipment with. It is tremendously shameful that I died. I need an axe, that's what I'm looking for. Stone and 2 rope. You missed yesterday's stream con-op, I think, so to fill you in, I got through most of a storyline island and then ended up getting screwed over by the boss. It's a really hard fight because it takes place really deep underwater, and the boss is a hammerhead shark that tries to ram you, and he's very accurate and very fast, and a massive pain in the ass. So I got my butt kicked a time or two too many, and I'm out of stuff. Oh yes, I do still have to defeat it. I am just going to get supplies, because I ran out of... specifically, I ran out of vine goo, which I need to create oxygen bottles and... flippers and things, which are, like, tremendously necessary in order to fight him. And there just isn't enough around there to rebuild a supply. So I had to leave and get myself some more supplies. There we go. Okay, good. Going to move these as well. So you will get to see it soon-ish. Well, hello, Jacob. How are you doing? So nice to see you. It's been a while.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, hi there indeed. I'm getting by alright, thanks. Just enjoying life as best I can. I actually went yesterday. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna want to play No Man's Sky again really soon. That new Corvette update really makes me want to jump back in. I played again when they did the Waterworld update, when they did all of that, like they added gas giants and the deep water world and all that stuff. But that new Corvette update looks so good. Oh my goodness. Being able to build your own mothership. Whoa! My only question is, can you actually land that mothership inside of your big ones? The ones with the storage in them. I've forgotten what they're called now. The ones that used to house your catalog of ships. Oh, I'm dying of hunger. I mean, either way, I'll figure it out eventually, but... I am looking forward to playing that again. Have you been enjoying it? I'm guessing so, if you have been putting that much time into it. I wish I knew that reference, Jacob. I don't know what a brown coat is in Firefly. I know what Firefly is, I just never watched it. So I can't be sure. Okay, okay. Have you been having fun raiding NPC ships then? You can make a whole city on your frigates and Corvette can be a mini base. You can make a city on your frigates now? Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to jumping back into it. But there are a couple of games that I need to get out of the way first that I plan to do on stream. Actually, it's been a while since I've actually put up a plan. But the idea was I need to finish Blueprints. And then I was going to do the original version of the Stanley's Parable. Or of the Stanley Parable. And then I was going to do Hollow Knight. And then I'm thinking maybe Silk Song after that. And then I think after both of those, I'm kind of in indecision if I want to jump directly into No Man's Sky or if I want to do There Is No Game first. I might actually do No Man's Sky for the weekend streams once I'm done with Raft here. Because that's kind of where I want to put the long-term crafty gathery ones, where it's just a very chill, relaxed weekend. So I might do that. Put some potatoes here. That actually sounds like a really good idea. It will start getting my No Man's Sky fix out of the way. It'll keep me well working on the game here, or on a schedule. Nice. I have started reading again as well. I enjoy playing games, but I spend so many hours a day on Final Fantasy XIV that I have been neglecting my reading. So there is a bunch that I'm wanting to catch up on, and it's nice being able to do that. I've never read Dune, or watched the movies, to be honest. I've seen little bits and pieces of it, and it looks interesting. I just never really got into it. I do want to get the game, that new Dune game that came out. That looks really fun. But I have seen, but I have been reading. What was it? There's this game, or this movie. This book that I've been reading. It's a light novel series called, what is it? Hard Mode something. Come on, playbooks. I didn't need to close it. It's called Hell Mode. The hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage balancing. And it's this this book about a guy that's lamenting the fact that games have become so easy that they're now autoplay. Because he's got fond memories of hardcore old school games where you really had to grind for everything in order to function. And so he starts filling out an application on his computer to apply for what he thinks is like a beta test or a gameplay of this game he's never heard of. And it turns out it's an application to reincarnate into another world where they've got the concept of levels and stats and the Demon King and all that stuff. But he puts himself into Hell Mode, which is like he needs 1,000 times the experience of everyone else, but he doesn't have a level cap as a result. So it's already like 100 times harder than it, or no, it's 100 times harder and then 100 times harder again. So like 10,000 times experience in order to do this. And I enjoy it. It's interesting. I've been buying the series as it's coming out. But I am truly tremendously jealous of Conop for that camping set that she was just talking about. Because it sounds awesome. Or not the camping set, the camping mug, sorry. Actually, didn't you get something else that was Outer Wilds Conop? I thought you said you got two things. There was the mug and something else? Keychain? No, not a keychain, that's what I get. Helmet pin, that's what it was, yes. And we were talking about the pin board, that's right. Whenever people get me things, I usually just ask for, like, keychains as souvenirs. Because who doesn't always need more keychains? And they don't take up much space, and they're usually pretty cool. I went yesterday and got a Or I did my, like, pre-winter grocery shop. The print is pretty huge, like 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Nice. You know what I haven't done, and I should do for you guys, is I want to show you my pin collection. Because I think I told you before, Conop, I have a local anime convention that they make pins as the collectibles, and they have for a good number of years now. But the interesting thing is how many of them they make. So I have bags that I go outside with just covered in these stupid pins, but they're really nice too. I think it's interesting and I like having them. I'm gonna put that there. Gonna seal this in as well. You know, I would if they weren't so damn pokey. But I am afraid I would lose some. So instead, I just have a lot of pins. The funny thing is, the fellows that are in charge of trading for rares at these events, they're usually referred to as pin pimps. They walk around very similarly, just covered in pins. They're usually in suits with hats covered in pins as well. And one time somebody, like this little kid, mistook me for being a pin pimp. He was trying to trade me for a new pin, and I'm like, well, no, I'm just a collector. I have a lot of them. One time I was in need of money, so I sold a couple. But because of just because of how rare they are, or their collectability, I was able to sell some for like a tremendous amount of money. I think I sold 5 pins for over $100, something like that. And they weren't even that old; they'd just been there for a while. Yeah. It was very nice having that option available to me, because I think I only spend $5 each on them, so I sold them for about $20 each. Okay. I'm gonna need more wood to make these, to make more of those. But for now, let's go stuff this in here for the moment. So what are your plans for today now that you're free from No Man's Sky for a bit, Jacob? You doing anything fun? It is the end of the weekend, so I'm figuring maybe not so much. Just resting and relaxing and prepping for the week ahead. Gonna be making some peppers and sausage spaghetti. Ooh, nice. So are you going to be boiling the sausage and peppers and spaghetti together in the water, or are you going to be making them separately and recombining them at the end? This is what I was doing. I didn't put these away to begin with, like a dum-dum. I also need my shovel and my detector here. There we go. I'm figuring they'll be made separately, but there could be techniques I don't recognize. You're crushing fresh tomato, make a puree out of carrot and onions, and then cook it down with garlic. Then sausage and pepper cooked in the tomato sauce. Oh, that's interesting. And tomato paste. I'm grilling both sausage and peppers in the outside grill first. So, like, the sausage and peppers are getting grilled and, like, the nice char flavor outside. And then you're going to boil them again inside that sauce? Or are you just going to mix them together and let them kind of cook down and heat up? Cook down and mix with the sauce. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it sounds great. You always have such excellent ideas for recipes. You're such a good cook, man. Recently, the only, like, interesting thing that I've done cooking-wise is, I took the concept of a cucumber salad, which is, like, super simple, right? It's just the cucumbers combined with soy sauce mixed with ginger to make the dressing for it. And you put sesame seeds on top of that after you've poured it over the cucumber slices. And that's the, like, very basic cucumber salad. But what I've been doing to make it a little more interesting is I take the I took the idea of salsa fresca and I mixed that together. So I make a salsa fresca salad instead. So it's just freshly diced tomato and onions, and I don't usually put peppers and things, but I mix it with whatever the cucumber salad is, which in this case I decided, let's see if I can make this a little more filling and fibrous. So rather than cucumbers, I made it with, what's it called? Celery. Celery, yeah. So the whole recipe ended up being a sauce made of essentially a little bit of lime juice from the salsa fresca, the soy sauce, and the ginger all mixed together. And then it was poured over sliced up celery combined with diced white onion and red tomato, and then with sesame seeds mixed in on top. It was pretty good. It's just the tomato kind of overpowers everything else, so it was more like a tomato salad than it was a celery salad. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. It was still delicious. But that's the most interesting thing that I've done lately. At least cooking-wise. Yesterday I had to kill myself. I went out and got groceries, but I got my pre-winter stock up, so it was a lot of cans. I don't know what winter is like for you guys, but over here it's usually incredibly cold, and the roads can get really bad, and you know, if you get 2 feet of snow overnight, you can't go to the store the next day until they've cleaned it. So I end up, you know, stuck in my house for a couple days at a time. And if I needed to get groceries and didn't have the opportunity to check, I don't want to be without food for that time period, right? So what I do is I stock up on basically an emergency reserve of food that if I don't need it during the winter, I'll just use it through the year. It's handy. It's helpful. There we go. There's the seaweed. Of course, it's too close to my ship. I hope Grace doesn't get on my case. So I went and did that yesterday, but it was extremely difficult because the cans are very heavy. I spent like $350 on groceries, and most of it... Oh, God damn it, Grace. Most of it was cans. I swear, Grace, if you kill me, I am going to be so upset. I'm going to say that you're good at cooking, Jacob. Even if you think that you might just be good at stealing or copying recipes, the fact that you have all of the things to make these recipes, as well as the confidence to try them, means that you're a good cook. Yeah. Having the confidence to even attempt it is, like, incredible, and definitely counts as you being a good cook in my books. And I don't think there's a reason to not have confidence in that regard. That's true. This is... I hope this joke hits. I'm not sure if it will. Do you know how Chef Gusteau spits? He goes ratatouille. My humor is broken. I don't know why I think these things up. I'm glad you enjoyed it then. I told someone my Italian car that grants wishes joke yesterday on Final Fantasy. Or rather, I told an awful lot of people, and somebody was like, yeah, that might be going too far, and I just laughed, because there is no such thing. Okay, there is such a thing as going too far, but when it comes to puns, I think it's a hard part to reach. You have a French-born Japanese culinary student. He hates American French fake accent and the Pixar film. I'm going to taunt him with that joke. Excellent. I hope he suffers. I hope he suffers as much hearing it as I did thinking it up. Alright, are we still going this way? Yes, and we should not be. And I am sorry, I mean, hopefully this is still pretty chill for you, but this episode is mainly just me trying to regather supplies and rebuild my inventory, so there's not going to be anything particularly cool happening in-game. I hope you don't mind my just gathering things. There's not much I can do about it when I failed as hard as I did last time. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And genuinely, I appreciate that. Like, it's nice that you guys enjoy my company enough to come hang out. Get good. That is a good point, Conup. I don't know how I never thought of doing that. I just have to get good. Yeah, but to be fair, that boss fight is 12 kinds of ridiculous, okay? Like, they make you go way deep down in the water, then the shark comes around way too often so you can't get your oxygen, he's way too accurate with his charges, you don't have enough time to grab the barrels without getting hit. Like, it's a big pain in the butt. Back when I was playing this game without anyone else watching, and I was doing it my usual way, where if I die, I just reset the run. I lost a good 2 or 3 runs to him, no matter how much effort I put into preparing beforehand. And that's super annoying, because to get to this point, this is episode 16, I think? Which means I've been playing this particular run of Raft for about 30 hours, 30 to 32 hours. And it takes about the same amount of time every time to get back to this point. So I lost somewhere around 120 hours to that stupid shark. Hey, Wailord, welcome back. Hey, it's the original crew back together. All the guys that were watching me play Outer Wilds. And what do you mean, why Raft 2 days in a row? The weekend is Raft days right now. I was actually just talking to Jacob earlier, Wailord, that I will probably be doing No Man's Sky in this slot instead once I'm done with Raft, which will still take a while. Oh, speaking of, Jacob, I don't know if you were aware, but NoobNat, who is also in the Discord, will be playing Outer Wilds. Should be starting on Tuesday, she says. So Tuesday and Thursday, during my usual streaming hours, she'll be doing that. That's why I shifted my schedule ahead by like 4 hours on those days, so that everybody can go and enjoy more Outer Wilds. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Ooh. I hope you at least got a good amount of pizza out of the deal, Wailord. I hope you didn't take offense at my somewhat humorous remarks about Zhang beef with Conop. I thought it was hilarious. Your art is magnificent. I just thought it was a funny thing to say. Also, what the hell is this? That shouldn't be a story island. Huh. Okie dokie. See you soon, Jacob. I'll be here for another hour or so, most likely. Because I like 2-hour blocks. I think that's pretty reasonable for live streaming. I can't sit that long for watching a video most times, but I think for live streaming it's pretty reasonable. Gives people time to come in, say hi, chill out and leave if they need to. Oh yeah, that's right. This is one of those large islands that shows up after you've been there. I don't see these very often. Okay, we're gonna drop anchor here. And I can put these in there. This is just gonna go in the garbage for now. Gotta empty out my inventory. Put the rest of these radishes up here. I have a good amount of food still. I'm not super concerned about that. I don't really have any raw potatoes I need to worry about at the moment. I'll refill this before I go. And I also want to make another bow and arrow, because I need to kill off Grace. That is going to be important. Plus there might be bears on that island, and I don't really want to get my butt kicked by bears. So what you up to now that you're done with helping someone move, Waylord? You doing anything interesting, or just hanging out with me until you need to go to sleep? I mean, hanging out with me is the most interesting, obviously. Obviously. Don't say no, my ego needs this. It doesn't really, but you know. I'm making silly conversation while I'm waiting for a response. Lurking here. What is Clover Pit? I have never heard of this. You said you're playing a bit of Clover Pit, but I don't know what Clover Pit is. I haven't heard of it before. Roguelike slot machine. Okay, cool. I have seen a couple of those played before. Gotcha. No, I've seen similar things played like that. There's a recent one that came out that was slightly like, it had a Saw aesthetic to it. So you're gambling on the machine to earn coins that you have to pay off. RT Games was playing that. And there's another one that I saw that was Luck Be a Lady, I think. Something like that. Where, again, you're just like gambling to try and make your rent money. And every time you reach the goal, you have to pay more on the next spin. So I'm guessing it's very much in the same vein. Stone and plastic. A little bit more plastic. Yeah. I got you. I got you. Alright. Let's kill off Grace before I go explore this island. And while I'm at it, I'm actually going to grab a net as well. They seem like fun, but I'm pretty bad at getting lucky with those types of games where it requires luck several times in a row. Where are you at, Grace? There you are. I can sometimes hit the big ones, but it's not often. Like I was telling you about the tremendous luck I had with that Final Fantasy XIV mount the other day, Waylord. That's rare. That is super rare. You've also seen how bad my luck goes with blueprints, just trying to draw the RNG. Yeah. Well, I've seen, I haven't seen any where you can rig the luck factor, but I've seen some where you can change the frequency of rolls, like how often things show up. And obviously you can multiply or like change the value of the things that show up for whatever combos there are. But being able to rig the luck is an unusual concept. I haven't seen any like that. It seems interesting enough that I'll give it a look. I don't know if I would ever play that type, but it does seem cool now that you're talking about it. There we go. I'm gonna go put the shark head into the fuel generation right now. Because shark heads make excellent biofuel. I totally get that. I do. I can see how people get lost in Balatro. Like, I haven't played a lot of it, but I played a little bit with Dave the Diver, because they just put Balatro into Dave the Diver, which was interesting. I hadn't expected that, but there are like 5 different opponents you can go and just play Balatro full on with. Yeah. And I can absolutely see how people would be able to get lost in that. Stones. I'm gonna grab this. Because it seemed like a really fun concept. And I think, if I remember correctly, the guy who actually made Balatro was pretty cool. He's like, he wrote into the code or the stipulations or whatever that this game was meant specifically for fun, and it is never, ever, under any circumstances, to be made into a gambling machine. Because he didn't want to encourage kids to gamble. It was just for the sake of raising points. So I remember hearing somewhere that casinos were pretty desperately trying to get him to sell Balatro to be used as a game version in their systems. And he's just like, no, not happening, go away. And I thought that was pretty cool. It is nice when people have some integrity. In my case, if I ever become a big enough streamer to get, like, people wanting to sponsor me, I don't know if I will take sponsorships or not. I think it would depend a lot on if I actually care about the product. Because the way that I would look at things is, if I was going to make a product and pay someone to sponsor it, I wouldn't want them to use a script. I'd want them to play it and enjoy it and talk about what they actually liked about it. And I see lots of streamers or on YouTube videos sponsored by certain companies, and you can tell that they're basically reading off a script. They're not, like, speaking from the heart. And that doesn't make me want to play the game anymore. It just seems like an ad that I want to skip through, you know? So I think it's about the same way. If I ever did get sponsorship offers, I'd be like, I am technically going to shill for this, but only because I actually like it. That's why I haven't even, like, put the sponsorship links to play the app games in my bio. Because the extra income from that would be nice, but it's not like I need the extra income. I'm not relying on it. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to play all of those mobile games. Especially when so many of them are just, like, soulless cash grabs. I've helped out No Brainer with that before. Like, I've downloaded some of those games to play, but it's such a ridiculous time input for him to make any money off of them. I remember there was this one called, like, Match Masters or something, and it required that I was playing, like, almost every day out of the month that the sponsorship was there in order for him to get the maximum payout from me. And as soon as he got that, I just dropped it. I was like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. It was more of a struggle than it was an entertainment. And I don't want to do that to people. I don't like that. busted. Oh well. And I don't think I have enough to make another. That's fine. Let's see here. There's bees. That's excellent. I'll come grab these, hopefully. Bees! Bees! I was watching clips yesterday. Just shifting the subject a little bit because of the bees here. You know how there's that very famous clip of Nicolas Cage from the movie, and he's like, "Not the bees! Not the bees!" Well, because I thought of that with the bees here, it reminds me of clips I was watching on YouTube yesterday from a Nicolas Cage movie I hadn't heard of before. It was called Knowing, I think. I'm pretty sure Knowing was the name of it. And, I don't know, it looked kind of weird. The concept was, a sheet full of numbers was dug up from a time capsule 50 years buried. And, as he was looking at the sheet of numbers, he started recognizing patterns. And the sheet of numbers was like dates and casualty of major terrible events over the last 50 years in sequential order. And so he's trying to get support to stop whatever like major global disaster is coming up next on the sheet. And people in the comments were praising it, which was surprising for how he actually did a really good job acting in there, and it wasn't just a super lame, cheesy, over-the-top Nicolas Cage movie. Oh, here we go. I might do this. Red beet sheet, salmon salad, spicy pineberry. Salmon salad might be nice. Once you change the color of your... Oh, that's new. Air horn, chili, turmeric. Advanced small crop plot. What is this? Advanced? Huh. Red berry, silver algae, metal ore, copper, advanced fishing bait. Oh, I can buy titanium. I forgot about that. Pirate hat. Diving helmet. Detail planks and canteens. I like how the description for this one is makes the sound to annoy your friends. They knew what they were doing with it, to be damn sure. Okay, we're gonna go get some of that. If I'm going to treat this as a gathering day, I may as well do the gathering. And I still need to dig up this plot of junk, because I'm hoping for more titanium. There we go. Nope. More garbage. Hey! Get out of here, bear. I'm digging. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. By the time I'm done with you, you're not going to be a bear, you're going to be a porcupine. There we go. Alright. Wow. All that rope that I didn't need. Okay, where'd I leave my raft? I should catch that, but I'm not going to. Because I don't have any... gunpowder. Or explosive powder, they call it. And to catch those things, you need to make like a special launcher with explosive net cartridges that you can fire off at these small creatures. And then you need a place to keep them so they don't just wander off your raft. Which I did already build into the ship. I just don't really want to do that right now. I probably should. The dodos lay eggs. It doesn't matter that much. I think I am going to bring my ship closer, though. I've already checked down here for anything that might be on the shoreline. So even if Grace respawns, it's not that big a deal. And I like not having to do the major swim to get out here. Grace may actually already be back. I'm not 100% sure. I wish there were nicer wood panels here for the ramps. I want to make... I guess she is here, because I just heard something try and take a bite of me. Okay. Weigh anchor. Let's bring you closer. Turn you forward so that I don't have to use my engines, but I can nudge myself a little easier. I'm gonna make a fishing rod. Fishing rod. Here we go. I guess that's convenient. All that rope that I said I didn't need turned into a fishing rod for me. Well, wasn't I just proven wrong? I'm not much of a fisher. And by that I mean I'm not a fisher at all. But there are times where I feel like it would be fun to just go out and do some fishing. We have this small, not small necessarily, but we do have this river that runs through a huge park in my city. And there are times that I feel like when I want to go just enjoy the day, it might be nice being able to go down to that creek or river and just do some fishing there. But I don't know if we can eat the fish, and I don't know if we can even legally fish there. So kind of something I'd need to look into to begin with. Plus, there is the whole issue of I don't really like to fish, so that might not work well. That would probably end poorly. Where are my trash cubes? I think I left them back here. Yes, grab these. The fundamental issue of I don't like to fish. Well, I've told you the story before, how I've only been fishing once in my life. My grandfather took me, and it wasn't so much that I didn't like to fish, it was that I'm such a city slicker. Like, I'm such a city boy that I struggled to put the worm on the hook. It grossed me out trying to do so, to the point that I actually, I dropped the worm on the ground and had to pin it against a rock with the hook in order to get it on there. And also, when I caught the fish, it was squirming around so much that I couldn't get the hook out of it. I like the activity itself, I just don't like the things that are required to get the activity going. Let's put it that way. Simple fishing bait. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Right mouse button. Simple fishing bait. There we go. So this is the unusual part for trying to buy things from these islands. Is you have to fish using this special bait in order to get unique fish that you then sell back. And that increases your reputation, letting you buy more stuff. It's a weird little loop. But you gotta do it if you want to be able to get everything that you want to get. Thankfully, fishing is not exactly a high skill issue in this game. It's not like Stardew where you have to play a mini game when you catch something. It's just cast your line and make sure you pull in when you get a bite. Mercifully enough. I think actually the one version of fishing minigame that I did enjoy was the fishing in Twilight Princess. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I don't know if you ever did that, but there's like this really nice little fishing hole area you can get to. And I really enjoyed it. I think the rewards for fishing in there were a piece of heart and a bottle. But it was one of the only times that I found myself thinking, you know what? I would just kind of spend time here. And that was an interesting realization for me, because it's not something I am exceptionally fond of. I tell you one thing I always was weirded out by in old style movies is when kids would like tie fishing line to their toe and have a nap so that their fishing line would bob against their toe when they got a bite, because like fishing line is very sharp when it's applied or when you apply pressure to it, and fish can be very strong. I just feel like that would be an excellent way to lose a toe. And I could be wrong. I just feel like it could be. I certainly would not be brave enough to try that. How many more bait do I have? 10 of them. Okay. Five, 8. So I'll need 2 more fishing rods. And some more water. Speaking of fishing line, I know that in a lot of old plays, fishing line was used as the support for a lot of props that needed to float in the air, and it's making me talking about it. It's making me think of this video that I saw where there was some like religious sermon going on, and a guy was playing Jesus or an angel or something. And he's got auto-tune on his bike, but he starts like getting flipped around in the air because the lines got tangled up, and you just hear him go like, "Oh shit!" in auto-tune as he's yanked away. It made me laugh really hard. I gotta go watch that video again. It's a very short little bean video, but it is very entertaining to me. Fishing line, here we go. Planks and ropes. Craft 2. And I need some more water. There we go. I had really questioned if I'd end up doing these fishing minigames here. But since I needed to make time for it anyway, I may as well. Having to come out and regather supplies does make it more reasonable to do this. Although it does feel like a waste of an episode. I spent so long doing this at the beginning, trying to get all of my collection nets set up. You know, you say that, Connor, but once I finish, like once I beat that hammerhead shark, I actually get it as a trophy, and you can hang it from your ship on a giant anchor. And it is huge. It is ridiculous. It's like a 20-foot shark. So what I'm going to do is I need to build at the back of my raft a tower to generate more power for my windmill so that it can power the rest of my systems. And in doing that, I'll create a little offshoot at the back to hang the shark from. And you will see this thing is goddamn enormous. Like, it is ridiculously big. Even my current ship, as big as it is, I can't really hang it off the side from here. You literally need it to be higher than this to hang the shark. I just need to get to a smaller island with some more seaweed on it so that I can build flippers and air thingies, air bottles. I've just kind of gotten distracted with the other things on this island. And I think, was that all of the bait? Yes, it looks like. Okay. For better or worse, it's really nice that you can't do everything on the same island. There's not enough bait that you can buy in any one of these shops in order to do this all at once, because it means the fishing gameplay is broken up. Because it's simple enough that there's no RNG to it. You literally just do the fishing. It's guaranteed as long as you press your time, or you press your reel in button. There we go. See, I'm still 300 short, but the reputation carries over to other trading posts, so it is not as though I'm going to miss out on something. What do we got here? I can get scrap, chili, planks, plastic. I want to get these, is what I want to get. Trash cubes and trade coins. Oh, but I can only get one. Salmon salad. I think I'm going to get this one, the salmon salad. Oh, I only need one of each. Yeah, okay, we're getting this. And this. And this. And this. Good. And I don't need any of those things. I might need the turmeric, though. I'm going to buy them just because they will be probably important. I need more trash cubes, though. I'm going to see what I need for these recipes first, and then I might come back and buy some. Because specifically what I want is the ones for extra breathing and swimming faster. Because the buffs will last for a good couple of minutes, which helps so much when you're fighting this stupid shark. Like, so much. Not this one, the hammerhead specifically. And it's not really a hammerhead shark, it's more like a rhinoceros head shark, which is interesting. Cooking pot, here we go. So, fancy recipe. Needs a salmon, some of that silver stuff, and turmeric. Yeah, okay. Catfish Deluxe. I'll put you over here because I don't care about you. And then the red beet shot can go here. Pretty sure that gives more hearts. And then this one swims faster. Okay. And you go there. So pineapple, 2 strawberries, and a chili. That one might actually do it. I don't have any pineapples though, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna put the coins in here too. I need a turmeric and a chili, I think, is what I said. 1 turmeric for the salmon salad, and 1 chili for the spicy pineberry. Okay. This should be the only time I actually need these things, so I am going to make sure I have 1 of each. And I think with those in hand, as long as I get flippers and the oxygen tank, I should be in good enough shape to beat the rhino shark. So this may have actually been exactly enough prep. Chili and turmeric, one of each. I can't get any of the silver stuff until here, right? Silver algae? Yeah. Okay. Good enough. It's actually really helpful having max reputation on this, not just to get the recipe stuff that you need, but also for being able to purchase titanium, because titanium is ridiculously difficult to find sometimes. I was actually shocked I managed to find as much as I did, as quickly as we did when we needed the console here. Cough, go away. I don't want you. Alright, turn this way. Hopefully the sail will let me do this. Good. I was rewatching a video that I saw on YouTube the other day. One of those really old ones, the science type shows for kids, that explain difficult concepts in simple ways. And one of the ones that I really liked was explaining how old school sailing ships worked. Because you know how the wind tends to blow in only one direction, and that's why ships use it to move. But how do you sail into the wind? And the answer was that rather than having a big square sail like this, what they do is they'd have an offset sail, so that it was standing up to the side, and when the wind blew into it, it gave it the same shape as like the wing of a plane. And it would create that pressure difference to drag the ship over to the side with lower pressure on it. And of course that's not helpful, because when you get dragged to the side, you're just moving laterally. But then they put a heavy keel in the water, and all of a sudden, instead of going over to the side, you're moving forward into the wind. And like, go figure, you can get the wind to push you against itself. And the fact that that works, and the fact that people in the good old piracy days figured that out, is still so incredibly cool to me. I really like learning about things like that and how and why they end up working. And a lot of those old-style kid shows really did an excellent job of explaining those complicated concepts in much simpler ways. I used to love Bill Nye the Science Guy too. That was fun. Bill Nye the Science Guy. But whereas we got Bill Nye with the wacky kind of ADHD-esque show style, the one that I was just talking about was the English kind, where it was kind of dry but very to the point and informative, and it was neat. I liked it. I never got to watch it as a kid. Just as an adult, I appreciate those things more. Okay, we're gonna drop these in here for now. Ginger and turmeric. Chili, or the turmeric and chili, I mean. And then I needed a small island for pineapple, I think. Pineapple on both. And speaking of, I forgot I had shark I can cook. The only reason I remembered that is Doug loves to call it pineapple rather than shark meat. So that was a convenient little reminder. And then, let's see here. I need a salmon as well. Oh, and silver algae, which I don't have. Okay, no big deal. I always thought it was a shame you couldn't build more sails and make them push your ship along a little better. But unfortunately there is a speed cap built into the game, so you can't just keep building them faster and forego engines. And the only reason I know that is I watched Dangerously Funny's videos on YouTube about it. And he tried to put on like 1,000 sails onto his ship. And then he uncapped it to go as fast as he possibly could. And there was just this massive line of sails. It was very entertaining. I don't know where people find the time and energy to do this. I suppose if it's your full-time job, you make the time and energy to do it. But it still feels a little crazy to me. Okay. I think we're going to have to kill Grace again. I might be able to fish up some fish bait, actually. Let's see here. Shark bait. It's just rope, raw herring, and raw pomfret. That should be okay. And if I can get a salmon, even better. Pomfret. And come on, herring. That's a tilapia, which is not what I needed. I don't think, anyway. There we go. Oh, I got a mackerel. When I was growing up, my grandmother, there we go, would always have fish for dinner as part of just the Portuguese diet, basically. And yeah, because that does require salmon. It was always tough for me to eat that because as a kid, you don't really want to think of where your food comes from. So having the head on the fish and having to fillet it myself was always something I could never get behind. I'd have to have my mom cut the heads off so I could eat the fish. I was absolutely the cittiest of the slickers. What else was I doing? I gotta put some of this stuff away. It is embarrassing to have to admit just how pathetic I was as a child, or how weak to the outdoors I was, but also there's no particular reason to hide it. It is embarrassing, but not so much so that it's like nobody else would ever go through it. I guess we'll do this. And then I can put this back in here. Maybe this. And I'll put these in here. Oh, I didn't even know I had coconuts. Cool. Gonna leave this here, grab this. And oh no, I'm dumb. Oh well. I needed those fish to make the shark bait, and then I didn't. I threw them on the grill instead. Oh well. I may not be smart, but I don't think you're here because I am smart. And Grace seems to be leaving me alone. I'm pretty sure that is a reasonable statement. You're not here because I'm smart. You're here because you get to laugh at me being stupid. Leave me alone, Grace. Don't spot me. Don't come this way. I still remember and giggle at that moment when I finally figured out that puzzle I'd been working on so hard in Case of the Golden Idol. And Waylord's first words to me after that was, "Oh, look, he learned how to count." Which I'm just going to throw out there was still an unfair statement because as I was examining the stuff, I figured that out too. Like, in the initial evaluation, I realized there was one missing. Oh, yeah. Okay, but if you go back and you watch those episodes, you'll notice right away, like in the first time I approached that puzzle, I counted those up and realized there weren't 12 on the shelf. And I thought it didn't matter. I thought it was some sort of an error or whatever the case was. I didn't realize that was part of the puzzle. It just slipped my mind because it wasn't part of the murder aspect. So like don't hold it against me, okay? I got thrown off. I may be fishing here, but that was a red herring for me. I'm just saying, I gotta try and save face a little bit here. Well, I know that now, but I didn't at the time. It was the first time they'd introduced that concept. That's the sequel, right? That's the second one in the series, not the DLC. And that's okay. See, I'm on board with that. If I count Case of the Golden Idol as a tutorial, then I understand it a little better now. Actually, I think I forgot to put the DLC and the one you just mentioned onto my wish list. I should do that so I can keep an eye out for them on sales. And I think I said it last time, but I also need to reset the sub and bits goals on the page so that we can have a new game that we're working towards for the next summer sale, or the next Steam sale. If you guys have suggestions for what we should be saving up for, let me know. And I can put it to a poll on the Discord. Go away, Grace. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't need you. Get your butt out of here. Actually, where'd you go? I'm like not seeing you. I remember I added that to my Steam wish list the other day. Oh, right. Thank you, Conup. I forgot about that. I haven't actually touched my About Me section in a while, so I should do that. I appreciate you reminding me. I will go and do that as soon as we're done here. Which shouldn't be too much longer, like another 15 minutes or so before I call it a day on Raft. Which is good, because that means I will hopefully not forget those. I actually forgot to upload yesterday's episode of Raft to YouTube as well, so I just downloaded that this morning. I made the thumbnails for that and today's episode, so that should be a little bit easier. There's lots of little things I have to do that I just forget. Honestly, I'm impressed by other small YouTubers or smaller content creators who do more work than I do for things like YouTube, where they're going through and like making clips or editing videos together to post. Like, I don't know that I'd have the energy or interest to make full-on videos that I've clipped and edited. It would certainly take the emphasis off of the live streaming and put it more into the editing side of things. And I could totally get it if you have enough money to pay an editor to do that for you. But doing it myself, I don't know that I'd have the interest or ability to do so. At least not on a regular basis. I could maybe see if I was hitting a really bad health streak again. If I went through and, like, made a super compilation where I cut out all the things that were grindy or where I was being stupid and made a long episode or two to post rather than just putting up the raws. But anything more than that just seems like such a ridiculous amount of work. I don't know if I could. I am genuinely impressed by people that are able to do that more frequently. Outer Wild Supercut? Yeah, that could be fun too. You know that that video you suggested I make, Conop, with the tutorial for the Raft video? For the tubular achievement? That one actually still gets a surprising number of views. I think aside from a short that I made accidentally from one of my earlier Minecraft things, that's my most watched video. Let me see here. YouTube Studio. Content. Views. Yeah, so the How to Do Tubular achievement has 192 views. Which is, like, nuts. Actually, a couple of these have a surprising number of views now that I'm looking at them. Yeah. The next closest is the Outer Wilds first episode at 75 views. And then, oddly, some of the middle episodes of Viewfinder, like Viewfinder episode 2 has 57 views for some reason. And I don't know why people would watch that one more than the first episode. That seems counterintuitive to me. I mean, I'm okay with it. Really, I just upload them more for me than for you guys, but it is still surprising to have interaction on that scale for me. I only have like 19 subscribers still. Again, it's not like I'm trying for the 500 subscribers so much as just uploading the raws. Honestly, if Twitch let me keep the raw footage here, I wouldn't even be uploading to YouTube because I like having the chat box on the side so I can go back and look. But because they only give you like 2 weeks with it, even while you're a verified streamer or an affiliate, it's like I don't want to lose the fact that I did all of this, but I don't have enough hard drive space myself. So YouTube is a nice alternative. They can host all the data, and I don't have to worry about it much. If I get viewers, they get viewers, and if not, no big deal. I treat it the same way I treat telling puns. I do it for me, and you guys get to suffer because it's hilarious. Medium crop plot. And medium crop plot. Okay. I think maybe I'll put them over here. Yeah, I'll use this one as the medium crop plot room. Food, medium. It's just scrap and planks. So let's go for a couple more planks here. And I want 3 of these. I think that's a decent number. 1, 2, 3. Two, 3. I have to have everything buried in the inside like this, because if I don't, the seagulls will get at everything, and they will peck away, and then I will have no food. Those are both empty. Let's refill them. So good news here is hold on. There we go. Now we're aligned. Good. Start up the engines. Good news is we managed to get enough seaweed off that island that I can finally go back towards the objective island. And then next episode, I will try and actually beat that rhino shark again. I'll just be busy prepping the stuff for it now. It was unfortunate that I had to take this whole, like, 2-hour detour for it, but it was necessary. I need another one of these in here. Storage, storage, scrap, and plastic. There we go. Yeah, that second, sorry, that single death over there really screwed me over. I lost just everything, and it was super frustrating. Eat. 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 So next episode will be Vengeance. Vengeance! Rah! Vingu. Now, question is, where is my survival stuff? Because I think some of these actually need seaweed as well, yeah. This is why I didn't convert it all, because I knew I would be an idiot if I tried. Okay. So, plastic and rope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flippers. And the oxygen bottle. It's just 4 more rope. 1, 2, 3, 4. And plastic and that oxygen bottle. Or empty bottle. There we go. Craft. Okay. Perfect. Oops. I have gone way off course, my goodness. There we go. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe I hit one of those derelict rafts. Am I going backwards? I'm going backwards. There we go. I don't even remember doing that, but apparently I had my engines going backwards, and I was pulling myself farther away from the goal island. Oh boy. I didn't remember doing that. It's okay, we're good. We're fine, we got lots of fuel. I feel only slightly like a dumbass. It's not true, I feel considerably like a dumbass, but I'm not gonna let it get to me. Senile. I mean, hey, according to Grimm, I am 86 years old. It makes sense to me. Put some of these in here. That's fine. Plastic. Here we go. Refill my plastic tanks. The one thing I hate about using this trash compactor is you have to enter everything with an individual button press every time. So if you want to throw 100 leaves in here, you have to mash the E button 100 times. There is no way to put in all of an item or to fill to max or whatever the case may be. Kind of a pain in the bottom. And then this way. Okay. Good. Just pick those up too. Make sure all of the plastic is full. Yes. And I'll put this rope that I picked up in there. Put some more leafy greens into the compactor. I shall feed it. I shall feed it full. I haven't even really watched The Office, but looking at this trash compactor makes me think of that episode where Daryl down in the warehouse is trying to tell them not to touch the trash compactor, and Michael Scott won't stop trying to justify his using the trash compactor. It does make me giggle a little. So the office workers, Michael, don't touch it. Yeah, without a good reason, or if you shouldn't, unless you really need to. No, Michael, you don't touch it. I don't know who it was, but I have watched bits and pieces of The Office from time to time, and I agree with one opinion that I saw where a guy was like, I didn't much care for the American version of The Office because they tried to make Jim and Pam the, like, sympathetic cool kid characters, but by the same token, in doing so, all they ended up doing was proving what jerks they were. Because, like, they weren't... I never found them funny. I found they were jerks to Dwight, and I felt bad about it for him every time they do that. Because he may have been a little intense, but he didn't deserve the relentless bullying that he got. I always found that sad. So why can I put it there, but not there? Huh. That's interesting. It's not like I can rotate it. Oh, there we go. Okay. I need... Oh. That stutter means a big island is probably loading in. Where are you? Go. Perfect. Yeah, see there's a big island. And I think I'll be able to breeze right past it. Let's hope. Actually, what kind of an island is that? I don't really recognize it. Oh, it's one of the caravan island ones. I think? Nope. It's one of the forest islands. I don't really care. I think I screwed up the design a little bit. Because I don't really have a place for my tower here. That should be fine. So I'm just going to put this way. Yeah. This one goes this way, but I need more planks. It's always kind of a balancing act when you want to build on the raft, because unless you have a huge amount of stuff, you can run out of the ability to process materials, and then you need to cry, because you no longer have the ability to do so. Okay. So tower, oops, is underway. Good. think... Can I not build out here? I should be able to. Nope, I didn't extend my beams far enough. That's okay. I can fix it in post. Because it's a post that I have to put up. I thought it was funny. Alright, we should be very soon coming back up on here. I'm gonna turn my raft a little bit to make sure we're going the right direction. There we go. Okay. I said this last time, but I'm gonna say it again because it's hilarious. Make sure you don't crane your neck looking up. I'm funny. Y'all don't even know. So I'm just going to kind of get to the island here, and then we're going to call that an episode. We're about 10 minutes over, but it is nice being back in position with more supplies and everything ready to go. My oxygen bottle and my flippers are in prime condition. I don't have everything that I want because I didn't make the food for the increased lung capacity, but I think that's okay. I'm not going to cry too much about that. I just want to get to a place where I can get easy access, and probably where Grace won't be able to see me very easily as I start going through. And I think that's probably on this side, because that's where I was last time before we took off at the beginning of the episode. There should be on the back side of this building some scaffolding that I can walk up. Hopefully. Maybe it's on the other side over there. And it's just nice because it gets me just outside of Grace's aggro range if I use it. Ooh, that was close. Which means I don't need to kill her every time I go back, and I don't need to contend with her every time I come up. Slow turn, wide turn. Ah, must be on the other building. There it is. I can see it from here. Yeah. And with that, drop the anchor, Shut off the engines. And we're good. That's like the perfect spot. I did an excellent parking job. Thank you very much. Alright, so we'll save the world. Make sure I don't lose all that progress. And I'll call it a day here. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I'm sorry it was a little bit slow, but it was very necessary. And then next episode we can start off on a high note, hopefully by going to beat that shark. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you as always for hanging out, Kona. And you as well, Waylord. I appreciate you stopping in. Oh, you want to do a raid? It is just you and Waylord. Do you guys want the points? Yeah, I think we can skip it for today. If there were like 3 or 4 people, that would probably be worth it. But unless you guys want the points, yeah. I will see you guys soon. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. And, yeah. Oh, you would go, Waylord? Okay. Well, yeah, we can find a raid then. Let's see. Do I have anyone online? Oops. There we go. Nobody that I know, so we're gonna send you to someone new. Oh, you meant you'll go to sleep. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't have Lorelei yet, but I can certainly save it for... It's okay, Waylord. I'm not gonna send you. There's just a little bit of a delay. We're good. I could make that the new goal, though. I can, I'll adjust all of the goal stuff, as well as updating the About Me pages for things that I've finished and I'm currently working on.
Ooh-woo.
And I will see you guys next time. Thank you again. Stop streaming.
Do it, lady.